Good morning, children. So, it's the first session in our revision plan. We are discussing the plus one portion zoology topics. It is animal kingdom. You know very well the animal kingdom, according to the Whittaker's five kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So, Animalia is one of the kingdom. So first R.H. Whittaker before Aristotle divided animals into two main groups: animals without red bloods, animals with red bloods, like that. So mainly the animals shows the symmetry, bilateral symmetry, radial symmetry, okay, and what he called asymmetry. These are all the things you know very well. So in the revision, what you will do is main points we will be discussed. Okay, what are the main points, what are the main exams related, need related points which will be there, that one will be discussed. Okay, children. So first you should have to tell the main basis of classification. What do you call basis of classification? So how many types of organization? Cellular organization, tissue level organization, and organ level organization, right? So cellular level organization means only cells, you know very well. Examples, what he called the sponges. Next, tissue level organization, you know very well, the platyhelminthes, right? What you call tissues, coelenterids, not platyhelminthes, coelenterids. Then come to organ level means platyhelminthes. So levels of organization, three types. What are those? Cellular level, tissue level, organ level, later organ system level is there. Then come to, there will be circulation is there, open type of circulation system, closed type of circulation system, and the blood flow in the sinuses, in the sense that is called open type of circulation system. When the blood flow in the closed blood vessels, then that is called, what do you call, blood vessels. When the blood is flowing in the blood vessels in the cell, that is called closed type of circulation system. So like this, open type of circulation system, closed type of circulation system, based on that also we will divide the animals. Next, symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Okay, asymmetry. Any plant that passes through the central does not divide them into equal halves. Any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. So any two identical halves that divided in the sense, you know very well, radial symmetry. How many types of symmetry is first? Asymmetry, radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry, right? Like this, different types of symmetries also there, that already we discussed. Okay, you might be know about this, I think. What are the examples of asymmetry? Sponges, porifera. What are the radial symmetry? Ctenophora, coelenterata. Bilateral symmetry: platyhelminthes, huskelminthes, annelida, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata. Next, diploblastic and triploblastic. Okay, so number one, diploblastic, triploblastic. If the germ layers, embryonic layers two, external ectoderm and internal endoderm is there in the sense diploblastic. External ectoderm, middle mesoderm, endoderm, three are there in the sense they will be called triploblastic. You know very well. Next, another important point, you know very well, coelom. What's a coelom? presence or absence of the cavity between the body wall and the gut. Cavity between the body wall and the gut. If the cavity is present, they are called coelomates. If mesoderm pouches are there, pseudocoelomate. Complete coelom is there in the cells, they are coelomates. So, by presence of the cavity, the animals are divided into acoelomates, pseudocoelomates, coelomates. Examples of acoelomates, you know very well, Platyhelminthes. Okay, coelomates, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. Pseudocoelomates, Aschelminthes. So, like this, very important bits will come: coelomates, acoelomates, and pseudocoelomates. Like that. Next, segmentation. This is a very important. What is a segmentation? In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, earthworm you see, one segment 2, segment 3, like that, hundreds of segments are there or not. So that kind of the body is divided into segments in the sense that is called segmentation, also called metamerism. What do you call that process is called metamerism. The notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. So, rod-like structure, dorsally in embryonic development time. So, dorsally is there. When the notochord is there, they will be called chordate and do not form the structure in the sense non-chordates. So, porifera to echinoderms are called non-chordates. So, next, you know very well, the porifera phylum, important opening minute pores is called ostia. Central cavity is called spongocoelosculum. Okay, gynocytes, like that it will be there. So mainly the character base of classification is levels of organization, symmetry, diploblastic, triploblastic, coelomates, segmentation, notochord, porifera characters. This is different. Porifera is different. It's a phylum. Osteosculum, gynocytes will be there. That will be later. Now, animal kingdom generally divided into what is called mainly Mesozoa, Parazoa, Enterozoa. Mesozoa, Parazoa, Protozoa, Mesozoa, Parazoa, Enterozoa. So Mesozoa means what? No tissues, body comprising an external layer of ciliated cells, minute body, worm-like structures. No, okay, body comprising an external layer of ciliated cells. That's it. Cilia is their minute body. Worm-like parasites of marine. Worm-like parasites. Example, you know very well, Dicymia. Parazoa means no tissues, diploblastic. Diploblastic means you know very well, two germ layers. So, organization, cellular level organization, where we can see, porifera. Enterozoa is developed tissue and organ system level body organization, metazoa. So, enterozoa divide into radiata, bilateria. Radiata means body radially symmetrical. Radiata and diploblastic tissue level body organization. Examples: phylum Nidaria, Coelenterata, Nidoblasts, present Hydra. Okay, phylum Ctenophora, Ctenoplana. Like that, it will come radiata. Next, bilateral. Body is divided into bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic organ system level of body organization. So now subdivisions. Bilateral subdivisions what? Acoelomata. Acoelomata means no coelom, platyhelminths. Next, platyhelminths examples: Taenia. Aschelminthes, you know very well. Aschelminthes means pseudocoelomata, Ascarius. Next, what is called eucoelomates. Coelom is present, true coeloms. Okay, like that, when the true coelom is there, that is called eucoelomates. Now, true coelomates again divide into two types: cygocoelomates. Okay, another one is enterocoelomate. Cytocoelomata means coelom is forming from mesoderm. That is called cytocoelomates annelida. Enterocoelomate means coelom developed from enteric pouches. Examples: echinodermata. Echinodermata. So enterocoelomata, coelom developed from enteric pouches called echinodermata. Phylum Chordata. Next one, phylum Chordata we will see. See Urochordata. Come on, Urochordata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. Urochordata, Herdmania. Urochordata, okay, Urochordata. Urochordata is called tunicata. Tunic, body made with an important substance that is called tunic. Tunic. That's why they will be called tunicata. Urochordata, Herdmania, Cephalochordata, Amphioxus, Vertebrata. So vertebrata you know very well. Cephalochordata means it's a part of. So what's the character of Urochordata? Only notochord present in the tail region. Again it will be disappear. But Cephalochordata mouth to tail region, that notochord is present. Example Amphioxus. Then vertebrata section divided into agnatha. What is the meaning of agnatha? So no jaws, jawless vertebrates. Examples for agnatha, the class Cyclostomata. What do you call it is? Cyclostomata. Gnathostomata, jawed vertebrates. Gnathostomata is jawed vertebrates. The Gnathostomata divide into superclass Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces, true fishes. Class Placodermi. Okay. Chondrioctis. What is a true fishes species? Placodermi. Climates. Okay, this is a very climatis. Okay, climatus. We call climatus. Next, Chondrioctis, cartilaginous fishes. The placodermi fishes all are fossils. Protective bony scales or plates. They have protective bony plates. Chondrioctis, cartilaginous fishes, Scoliodon. Osteoctis, this is important. Bony fishes, Labio. Osteoctis, bony fishes, Labio. So, Chondrioctis, Osteoctis, Placodermi. Okay, what is the Placodermi speciality? All fossils. They are fossils only, extinct. So, had protective bony scales or plates. Placodermi have protective bony plates or scales. What is the example of Placodermi? Climatius. What is it called? Climatius. Next, Chondrioctis. The name itself answer is there. A complete body made with cartilaginous. Okay, Chondrioctis. The body skeleton is made with cartilaginous fishes. They are example Scoliodon. What do you call the example of Scoliodon? Then Osteoctis. Bony fishes. Example Labio. Means complete skeleton is made with bony. So like that. Next, Tetrapoda. Tetrapoda, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves. Amphibia means you know very well. Frogs, toads, reptilia, snakes, crocodiles, aves, birds, mammalia, mammals. They all are called tetrapods. Typically 4 limbs. Why 4 limbs? 4 limbs are there. That's why we are calling tetrapoda. Record tetrapoda. That is important. So, amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammals. Okay. Now we will see some animals, phylums, and their habitats. Okay. Lifestyle. Okay. How they will be move from one place to another place. We will be see. Porifera. Porifera, sponges. They live in mostly marine and some fresh water. So they attach to filter feeders. So no nervous system. Support by spicules, protein fibers, contractile cells. Okay, like that. Next, Cnidaria. Once again, porifera. Sponges, mostly marine and some freshwater, attached to filter feeders. No nervous system, cell to cell transmission, support by spicules, protein fibers, or both contractile cell changes opening at both body surfaces. Next, Cnidaria. Cnidaria, hydra, sea anemone, jellyfishes, corals. Mostly marine and some freshwater, attached to carnivores, swimming carnivores. So nerve net, cell to cell transmission, nerve net is there. So here what we will see, mainly calcareous hard proteinaceous skeleton elements will be there in the Cnidaria. Next, another important hydrostatic support fluid in gut will be there in the Cnidarians. Next, Ctenophora. They are marine comb jellies. Marine and comb jellies, mostly planktonic. If you attach it on creeping, okay, planktonic means little plankton. Okay, they will be float on that. So nerve net supports supported by mesoglia or like that. Locomotion is through cilia. You know very well, comb plates are there. Platyhelminthes, flatworms. Marine, freshwater, parasitic, herbivores, carnivores, scavengers and parasites. How many are there? So hydrostatic support. No secreted skeleton, well developed muscle tissue is there in platyhelminthes. Next, nematoda. Again, they will be have nerve ring. They are again longitudinal muscle bodies. Everything is full developed, but they are pseudocoelomates. Next, mollusca. They are snails, squids, and octopus. Okay, they are also what you called marine, fresh, and terrestrial waters. Hydrostatic skeleton, brain, double ventral nerve cord, everything is there. Come to Annelida. Annelida have brain, double ventral nerve cord. So they are examples of annelids are earthworms and leeches. Next, Arthropoda. Again, marine, freshwater, they will be there. So there, what is the specialty of Arthropoda? Brain is there, well developed ventral nerve cord is there. Okay, insects and spiders. Next, Echinodermata. So sea stars, sea cucumbers. Okay, they are herbivores, most free moving, mostly free moving echinoderms. So spines are there, muscles for body movement, feet often used in locomotion. Feet also is there in echinodermata, often used in what? Locomotion. So feet are there, often used in which one? Locomotion. Next, chordata, very famous, you know very well. They are the tunicates, urochordata, cephalochordata. Next, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals. They live in the marine water, fresh water, terrestrial. They are herbivores, carnivores, okay, scavengers, generally free moving. Okay, most tunicates attached to adults. Tunicates are attached to adults. Well developed brain, dorsal and tubular nerve cord is most. Notochord or a bony or cartilaginous endoskeleton. Bony or cartilaginous endoskeleton will be there in the chordates. Well developed musculature is most. Musculature, muscles are there in the chordates. Well developed musculature. So, like this, variety of characters are there in the porifera to chordates. So, porifera, spicules, Cnidaria, sea anemones, example, sponges, Ctenophora comb jellies, Platyhelminthes, flatworms, Nematoda roundworms, Mollusca octopus, Annelida earthworms, leeches, Arthropoda insects, spiders, Echinodermata sea cucumbers, Chordata fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So this one also, Mesozoa, Dicemia, Parazoa, Porifera, Enterozoa, Eumetazoa, Radiata, Cnidarian, Ctenophora, Bilateria, Icoelomata, Platyhelminthes, Pseudocoelomates, Ascaris, Eucoelomates, True coelomates, like that. Cygocoelom, coelom from Mesoderm, Annelida, introcoelom and coelom developed from enteric pouches, Echinodermata, Phylum Chordata, Urochordata Hedmania, Cephalochordata Amphioxus, Vertebrata, again Ignatha, Jawless vertebrates, Cyclostomata, Gnathostomata, jawed vertebrates, superclass species, Tetrapoda, true fishes, Placodermi, okay, strong plates, Chondrioctis, cartilaginous fishes, Coleodon, Osteoctis, bony fishes, Labio, Tetrapoda, Amphibia, reptile avels, mammals, mammalia. Like that, very important characters are there.